Good evening, Nigeria. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Issues and Voice of the People TV, where we bring you the most important and pressing issues shaping our nation today. I am your host, Jerry Alpeliohai, and tonight we'll be diving deeper into major developments in the Nigerian polity. Stay with us as we analyze these critical issues with our expert panel, and this is a conversation you won't want to miss. We'll begin the program today where APC claims that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has outperformed the past president in 2 years, despite economic challenges and criticism from opposition and international organizations. And furthermore, where DSS seeks a court order to stop Pat Otomi's shadow government over national security concerns, while Otomi's group demands constitutional reforms ahead of 2027 elections. And over to Enugu State, where the police commander summoned local council chairman Chijoke Ezugu over vigilante group targeting killer headsmen amid community demands for protection from attacks and kidnappings. All right, after this short break, we'll dig deeper into these topics and more. Don't go away. Welcome back. Let's dive straight into today's discussion. We started off earlier where the All Progressives Congress APC spokesperson Felix Morka claims that President Bola Tinubu has outperformed past presidents including Muhammadu Buhari, Goodluck Jonathan, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, and Olusegun Obasanjo in just 2 years. Morka stated that Tinubu remains focused on matters that guarantee the long-term health of the country. However, critics argue that Tinubu's policies have led to significant economic challenges, including increased fuel prices, a collapsed naira, and rising inflation. According to reports, Nigeria recorded the largest increase in acute food insecurity globally in 2024, with 31.8 million people facing high levels of food insecurity. Despite these challenges, Morka dismissed opposition politicians' plans to challenge Tinubu in 2027, saying they know Tinubu is doing what's best for Nigeria. Meanwhile, international organizations like the World Bank and International Monetary Fund have warned about rising poverty and food insecurity in Nigeria under Tinubu's administration. We'll take a listen from the man himself, talking about Morka, saying that the president has outperformed other presidents who have come in the past. Let's take a listen.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Now, this president in 2 years, as I have maintained, has done more than, action of reordering our priorities, tackling some of the most acerbic challenges, faced by the economy of our country. He has decided that, it's not about just, looking for cheap popularity, but willing to do the tough things that may momentarily seem unpopular, but are decidedly crucial to the long-term good health of our country's economy. So all of the hue and cry by members of the opposition, whether it's Rotimi Amechi or former Vice President Atiku Abubakar or former Kaduna Governor Malam El-Rufai, don't begin to cut it. The president is focused on dealing with matters that guarantee the long-term, health of our country. Now, you see, what is funny is that all of these voices put together don't even begin to speak to what they think this president should be doing different from what he's doing. Not one of them has come forward with any kind of, informed prescription of what the president should be doing, because they know, in their hearts, outside of just politicking, that the president is doing exactly what any right-thinking president would do. They know that. This morning, just earlier, a couple of hours ago, I had an appearance.
Okay, I must say that somehow I was a bit confused with all of the comments coming from Moka, whether, I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. I will leave it to our esteemed guest in the studio, our esteemed panelists, to decipher what Moka was trying to tell us there. But in the studio we have Mr. Peter Anosike. Mr. Anosike is a philosopher, development economist, and best-selling author. He is also an erudite commentator on economy, finance, politics, and power. Great to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
Joining us virtually is Dr. Eric Thomas. He is a public affairs analyst, a consultant, obstetrician, and gynecologist. Great to have you join us on the issues.
Thank you very much. Nice to have you.
Let me start with you, Dr. Eric. How can the APC, coming from Moka himself, justify claims of Tinubu's exceptional performance when Nigeria is facing what is now termed to be leading the world in increased of acute food insecurity, with over 31 million citizens affected?
If I were sitting face to face with Moka, I will ask him just one question. Now, all that he is saying, he will have just told us what Tinubu has done that justifies his claim. Simple. Let him tell us. It's not just saying that the coalition could not say one thing, prescribe one thing because they know that the man is doing well. He would have told us he has done this. Is it the hunger? Have we in the history of this country seen this kind of ugly situation anywhere? No. As bad as Buhari was, it was not like this. Jonathan didn't do so well, but it was not like this. Within 2 years, Nigerians have lost focus. People are dying, insecurity, hunger, hatred. In fact, the country is in chaos. It's comatose. So I don't even need to give him more words, because he obviously knows that he is not saying he's economical with the truth. He's blaming others that they could not prescribe anything because they know he's not doing well, that they are just politicking. His own is even worse. I don't think his own ends with the word politicking. There is a sinister thing there that he has not told us. Cutting it short, the man is confused, and they think propaganda is going to solve the situation with the solution. The time is coming. He has nothing to say because he knows that Tinubu is not doing well at all.
Okay.
That is why he did not tell us what Tinubu has done. That is what bringing him back to power.
Dr. Eric, point taken.
Yes.
Let me now go to Mr. Anosike in the studio with me here. What will make a government of the day resort to propaganda? Because normally it's a party in the opposition that resort to propaganda to try and make themselves appealing to the public. Why does it look like the government is finding it so hard to make a point and prove that they deserve a second term just 2 years in office?
Well, for me, ordinarily, it's a waste of time discussing Moka and this issue. Understand me? It's a waste of time because Moka himself know that what he's saying is not the truth. That's 4 days ago, this man said that he did not know the time that Tinubu's policies will begin to work. That's what Moka said 3 days ago. That he did not know the time that Tinubu's policies will begin to work. So when you don't know, and today you are saying that he has outperformed the
past president
Obasanjo, so and so. Well, for me, I always pity the children that's of these people. That's what would their children be thinking of them, seeing them? And how can they correct their children when they die tomorrow? Understand me? Because children don't do what you tell them. They do what you do.
Yes.
Understand me? So what would their children be telling them? Understand? How would their children be feeling about what their fathers are saying in public? Do you know that instead of telling a boy your father is a liar, your father lies in a national TV, but they don't even care. So for me,
so you're saying Moka is actually lying?
He's
to
a
Nigerians?
liar. He's worse than Nai Mohammed. Moka is worse than Nai Mohammed.
What would make somebody who's supposed to speak publicly go into every form of lying to Nigerians?
No, lying is a state craft. It's an art of the state. So it didn't start today, and it will not end today. So, but lying over what is obvious makes you stupid. Understand me? And as Moka is talking, I'm looking at an image of a stupid man. What has Tinubu done in 2 years? Just mention one. Government is about the welfare of the people. It's not propaganda. There's no propaganda, there's no sweet talk that will make a hungry man not to be hungry. What are the prices of food in the market? How much is the exchange rate? How much is fuel selling at? Understand me? What is the rate of insecurity? Understand me? What we are hearing now is that the chief of army staff has relocated to Benue State. Understand me? The same way that the former chief of army staff relocated to Northeast, I was showing them how to do press up. So for me, this government has no focus, has no direction. So propaganda is the only machinery that they can use. But you cannot deceive a hungry man. Understand me? You cannot deceive a hungry man. Then waiting for people in the opposition to give you a prescription, it will never come.
Yes, he made mention that he has not heard the opposition make any contrary opinion or give the president a contrary advice to say what you're doing is wrong. This is how you're supposed to have done it.
You don't help the incumbents. If you are in the opposition, you run with the problems of the people. You don't give solution. The government is the responsibility of the government in power to bring out solution. It is you in the opposition to be pointing out to the problem of the country. So anybody in the opposition that is telling Tinubu, don't go this way, do it this way. If you begin to do it that way, when you come into office, what will you do? So if you become an advisor, there's no need for you that to contest. Understand me? Because what you are doing, you are looking at the state. This is what I'm going to do differently if I get into office. When you now tell him what you do differently and he begins to do it, then why are you contesting? So the responsibility of the party in the opposition is to be pointing out the problems. Understand me? And not to be giving solutions. Opposition is not their business to give solution. You understand me? It is the government in power that will be bringing out a solution. So if he's needing help from the opposition, the help must not come. If you don't know what to do, resign. Period.
All right. If you don't know what to do, resign. Coming from Mr. Anosike there. And let me go over to Dr. Eric. If Tinubu has truly outperformed his predecessors according to Mocha, and why are international institutions like the World Bank and IMF issuing stark warnings about rising poverty under his watch?
That goes to substantiate what we are saying, to cement it that he's doing nothing. You see, these people, their own propaganda. Please, can you give me a word that is greater than propaganda? Because this propaganda is a common language now. It applies to serious and non-serious and less serious things. Let us look for a word that is worse than propaganda. That's what they have. Yes. That is what they are suffering from. And you see, it all boils down to inconsistency, one, fear, their guilty, incompetence, clueless. They are clueless. They are going to propaganda. After all, they started campaign. I never heard that a government in power starts. You saw flyers all over the place.
Yes.
Go to Abuja, go to Kano, come to Port Harcourt, go to Benin, go to everywhere. Why?
Yes.
Why are you starting that if you are doing well? Is it what's going to make the people know that you are doing well? No. If you are doing well, it will show, the people will tell you. But because they are failed and they are clueless, that's why they want to intimidate people, they want to make it a noisy thing. And that's good for that's why the coalition is even gaining more ground so fast. It's going to be terrible for them. See, hunger does not know religion, like they say. Hunger does not know humility. If you're a good man and they place you in a hungry situation, my dear, you must be a saint to continue to remain a good person. So the point is that Nigerians.
All right, we understand that Dr. Eric's connection is quite shoddy, but let's go to Mr. Anosike. Why does it look like the government of the day have changed strategy to now start campaigning ahead of 2027 instead of dealing with the issues of poverty, insecurity, the high price of oil and the exchange rate?
Because they are idle. Because they are idle, they have no job doing.
But there are a lot of issues facing the country. Why are they not dealing with those issues?
They don't have capacity to handle those issues.
So they've resorted to campaigning.
People, leaders will tell you that my work will speak for me. Understand me? That's how we will know credible government. That's what I have achieved will speak for me. You don't go around just like anywhere. A leader does not seek for followers. Understand me? A leader does not seek for followers. Any leader who going about, people naturally follow him. People naturally follow him because they see him, they know that this person will add value. Understand?
Yes.
So leaders don't go out seeking for followers. Followers naturally follow him. So if APC is doing well, there's no need just starting campaign by now. So they just want to impose it on people. This is what we are doing. But that's, as I said, that they say they are door to door. I wonder what they will go that I'm be telling people, because there's nothing that to tell. They have done absolutely nothing in 2 years. So they have nothing to tell anybody. So I wonder where they are doing their campaign, what is written there.
Well, take a look at the APC as a party. Now there are issues on ground. You have results to campaigning ahead of 2027. Is that the best strategy?
It's a sign of idleness. It's a sign of
Is that
idleness.
the best strategy at this point in time? Do you think it's going to work? And those who voted for Tinubu in 2023, are they going to fall for this ahead of the 2027 election? Are they still going to vote in spite of the hunger and the challenges?
Well, for me, I'm not begging anybody vote or not vote. If you want that to vote for Tinubu, vote. Understand me? At the end of the day, it will be from fry pan to fire. I want them in 2023 vote wrongly and prepare to suffer. Understand? And those that voted, I want to know how many estates that they have built. I want to know how many filling stations that they have have built. So whoever choose to make that mistake in 2027, fine and good. Understand? So the reason why APC has started campaigning is because they are jittery. They are jittery. So they want to force achievement or do achievement on people. Achievement that's not anywhere. If you check May 29, 2023 and now, the quality of life of Nigerians, the one are the exchange rate, understand? The prices of food commodities in the market, a liter of fuel, how much you are paying for electricity in 2023 and now. You see that there's no reason whatsoever to vote Tinubu in 2027. There's absolutely security, which is the primary responsibility of federal government. Tinubu has failed in it. There's no security, there's no food, there's no electricity. What has Tinubu done in 2 years? Then what is he running on? What is Tinubu running on? Running on a problem that you and your party caused. So for me, they will deceive fools. And who wants to be deceived, let him be. I'm not begging anybody. Go vote Tinubu. What you see, you get. Understand me?
All right, let me go to Dr. Eric. Is the APC's confidence about 2027 based on public support, on an assumption that institutional and electoral structures can be controlled despite growing national dissatisfaction? Because if they don't believe in the strategy they are applying, I don't think they will go about it this way. They would be tackling the issues, but now it looks like campaign has started already, just less than 2 years to the next election.
This question is this. Was the man voted in? Was he voted? You see, I don't want to blame Nigerians and say, oh, they didn't vote him in. In Port Harcourt, it was clear that the man, another candidate, cleared everything. He didn't have anything from polling booth to polling booth. We saw it in Lagos, in Abuja. Listen, if you can fail election in Lagos, in Abuja, these are neutral areas now. It's not a question of, okay, you might say that Lagos is populated by a particular tribe, but I can assure you that that may not be true. Then what of Abuja? And then, even in the northern zones, in Plateau states, everywhere, he did not win. So I don't want to say Nigerians voted for him, let them suffer. No. Even the people in Southwest are the people spearheading the question of campaigning against him. Ebin power, that in Yoruba means we are hungry. Women came out bare body. We saw it. They were the earlier people. Even he was not even up to 6 months in office then. They are agitating. So, like your question said, if they were confident, they will not start. Of course, they did. They were not. They were not ready to govern. They were just ready to grasp power and get the dividends of power, which they are quickly doing. You can see them awarding superfluous contract to themselves. Doing this, they are not governing. So the issue of whether they are confident that they will win, are they governing? They are not governing. So for that, they are not confident. But they believe that those things they did to get in there is still waiting for them. But I can assure you that why, if you're a fool, if you are deceived once, you're a fool. You are not a fool. Okay, if you are deceived once, you are not a fool. But if you are deceived twice, you're a fool. I can tell you now that they will not have opportunity to rig election this time around. Everybody is waiting.
Very
Hunger
interesting.
is waiting. Hunger is waiting. Insecurity is waiting. Turning Nigeria to one-party system is waiting. Arrogance is waiting. How will you defeat them? When Erufai was saying that he can tell everybody that he's not going to win, they know what he's saying. If you leave him, he will rig. But I'm telling you, all those areas are blocked. People are waiting.
All right, people are waiting. All those areas have been blocked. Sounding so confident, coming from Dr. Eric. I would love to see you on the election day. Anyway, let's move on to the next story where the Department of State Services has filed a court application to stop Professor Pat Utomi's shadow government initiative, citing potential threats to national security and public order. Meanwhile, Pat Utomi's shadow cabinet has called for urgent constitutional and electoral reforms to deepen democracy and ensure fairer elections in Nigeria ahead of the 2027 general elections. The proposed regional autonomy, state police, continuous voter registration, and independence for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, among other reforms. Let me now go to Mr. Noske. If Bola Tinubu and the APC once operated a shadow opposition, demanding reforms like restructuring and state police, why is the same civic initiative by Pat Utomi now being branded a national security threat?
The issue is Tinubu government is confused. They don't.
They asked that the opposition should give them ideas. Now somebody is forming a shadow government. They are saying, "Hey, you are a national security
because
threat."
of they have nothing doing. So that is why they are just putting their hands in everywhere. It's just like the issue of Udagan and Natasha Akpoti. Federal government suing Udagan for defamation against the Akpabio. So what business has federal government over defamation of Akpabio? Akpabio is an ordinary citizen. He has no immunity. Understand me? He has no immunity, so he can be sued. And Akpabio can also sue. So this now, DSS supposed to be an independent body. Understand me? DSS is supposed to be an independent body. When Jonathan was in power, that APC formed the shadow government, we had DSS at that point in time. They never intervened because it is none of their business. Their business is if anything that will need to break down of law and order. Shadow government is in the Constitution. Understand me? Shadow government, even the Democrats in America talked about forming a shadow government against Donald Trump, just in Donald Trump's 1 month in office. So it happens everywhere. But here, DSS is into DSS has become an an arm of APC. INEC has become an arm of APC. Judiciary has become an arm of APC. I remember during the 2023 presidential election at the that's appeal court. A woman, an appeal court judge, a woman for that matter, was saying we are going to counter their argument. That's after a lawyer that's of P2B presented some cases. An appeal court judge said we are going to counter their argument, which means she has seen herself as part of the of the defense of Tinubu. Instead of saying we are going to evaluate the argument, he said we are going to counter their argument. So Tinubu has compromised all the institutions. So all of them are now one. So it means that the DSS has also defected to APC. So that's why they are now suing part. You see it.
Let me now go to Dr. Eric. How does the Tinubu government justify cracking down on peaceful civic opposition while Nigerians face the worst food insecurity spike globally, collapsing currency, and so on and so forth?
You know, this is like if a house is burning and then you leave the valuable property to attend to, you are chasing a rat. That's exactly what they are doing. Once the head has failed, every other thing follows. They have failed. So they can be thinking of manipulating, and eventually they are looking more stupid. Somebody, you say you don't want to, you want people to correct you, and somebody say, I'm bringing something to tell you how you should go about it. You say you are suing him. And then the worst will happen if these judges grant that thing, then they will be worsening the government situation. Everybody is watching. Shadow government is everywhere. Every democratic institution has it. And it is when the situation is as bad as it is happening now. All right. So, but let us watch. They are only making mockery of themselves the more.
Let me go to Mr. Anaske. The DSS claims that Utomi's Shando cabinet is a threat to public order. Yet, wasn't it Tinubu who used parallel policy, advocacy, and criticism to build the APC that unseated Jonathan? Was that not also shadow governance?
I say in 2013-14, APC formed the shadow government. Okay. And Jonathan, being a civilized man, understand? Didn't go against them, understand? But we have a situation where people, that's what is called the political law of gravity, understand me? Oppose, that is, you kick against when you are in the opposition, but do when you are in government. Understand me? That is what this Tinubu is doing. All the things that he stood against when he was in the opposition are what he is doing now. He is in office. President. Understand me? Everything that he kicked against, state of emergency, removal of subsidy, everything. State police. Tinubu went to court 21 times for restructuring. 21 times. Now he is in power. He's no more talking about it. So they just tell them what will make them happy, make them vote for you. Then when you enter office, to change, which is a deception.
What does this say about average Nigerian politicians? Talking about the ideology, standards, and integrity.
There's no ideology. There's no integrity. There's no even character. That's why in Nigeria I always talk about the best among the worst. Understand me? In Nigeria, among Nigerian politicians, I always talk about the best among the worst. You cannot even swear for any politician in this country. None. None. Understand me?
Yeah.
None of them.
It's pretty sad. But let me go over to Dr. Eric. How can the Tinubu administration claim to be deepening democracy while actively resisting calls for electoral reform, regional autonomy, and INEC independence reforms it once championed in opposition? Is the government afraid of the same democratic rules it demanded for in 2015?
You've answered the question. Yes, they are afraid because this is a government that has crippled all bodies. We say we are in democracy. In a democracy, is it not government of the people, by the people, and for the people? Now the NLC, they have crippled those ones. Student union, they have crippled those ones. The civil society organization, CSOs, they have crippled them. Those that they cannot use force to win, they will use other means like lobbying and all that. Then are you talking about the bloggers and then the activists in social media? They want to thwart everybody, thwart everything. We already know that they have taken DSS and all that. Then they now entered into going to get the political parties to turn the country into one party state. They are not doing anything. It's not a democracy. The man is a dictator. But one good thing Nigeria should get clear is that Nigeria is bigger than an individual. You see, our experience in military rule has helped us to be able to be fighters, fight against a government that is not doing well, fight against a dictator. That is why you are seeing this coalition. And coalition is going to bring him down. No matter what he does, the people are ready for him. So there's no democracy. Just like my co-panelist has just said, those things that he used to come to power, he is against them today. Yes, because he knows that if those things come to play, he will not be in office. And let me tell you one thing this man is trying to do. He is trying to become a life president of the country. That's why he's going. If not that the coalition is coming. So the man is not democratic. He's not doing anything near it at all. And he doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about the common man. That's it. So we must do something to get him out. That is the point.
Wow, very, very, very outspoken and damning there coming from Dr. Eric. It looks like you've seen enough already in less than 2 years of this administration.
Yeah, we have. Everybody's seeing, not only me. We have seen. You see, for those of us who are even having something to do, what about the people around, relations? Are they feeding well? The life standard of Nigerians are falling. Health care, no way, zero. I'm in the medical area, medical field. I know what we're seeing compared to other governments. And if you cannot take care of the health of your people, people are dying silently in their numbers. They cannot afford. That is for health. What about feeding? Hunger, is it not part of death? If you are not, listen to them. The drugs they were buying even when Buhari left, for instance, at say 500 naira, that drug is going for almost 10,000 naira now. Sometimes you don't see them in the market because the pharmaceuticals are leaving. And they claim that they have reduced the tariff, the tax on importation of drugs. It's not true. They tell you one thing, they do another. They are taxing them heavily. And of course, as businessmen, they will raise their money. There is a problem in this country. This country is in we are at war, invisible war. War that is not using gun, it's not using bomb, but it is inside, hitting every household.
Very interesting.
And
Well,
we can't. People know. Yeah.
Very interesting one there. Definitely, we've talked about all the policies saying that they were going to reduce the taxes for the talking about the pharmaceutical sector, but it seems like we keep getting report that that paper has not been infected till now. It shows that it looks like Nigerians have been toyed with. Anyway,
Yes.
we'll still wait and see how all of this pans out. But let's go to Enugu State, where the police command has summoned Uzo Uwani, local government chairman, Chijoke Ezogo, over allegations that his vigilante group has been combing forests and targeting killer headsmen. Ezogo's group has been active in protecting local communities from attacks and kidnappings, but the police are reportedly trying to stop them. The council chairman refused to make a statement under caution, citing his legal background and duty to protect his people. The community has been plagued by attacks from Fulani headsmen, with many residents killed, kidnapped, or displaced. And in a recent incident, a 19-year-old man and his wife were brutally killed in their home. The people are demanding protection and security, and Ezugo's vigilante group has taken matters into their own hands. Meanwhile, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has called on Nigerians to support the armed forces in combating insecurity, emphasized the need for trust, civic engagement, and responsible narratives to address the country's security challenges. Let me now go to the case of Enugu because we're pressed for time. Mr. Nosike, what does it look like non-state actors, the vigilante, and the police cannot find themselves in their own ground and tackle each other? Because if you take a look at the situation of Enugu, it has become a recurring situation. Now a vigilante group looks like they're tackling the problem. The police is saying, okay, stop, this is not what you're supposed to do, and so on. And the allegations that those who are supposed to be protecting the people are colluding with non-state actors.
Enugu, has boundaries with Kogi and Benue State. So, and especially that Nsukka area where Ozowan is. And mind you, it is that it is in Ozowan that it is in that axis that women were protesting over their children that were killed, and the governor sent police and soldiers that to go and tear gas them. Women, mothers that were protesting over their children that were killed, the governor sent soldiers and policemen to go and brutalize them. So Nsukka is that area. Nsukka zone has about it's divided into 5 local governments, and it has a boundary with Benue and Kogi State. So, and it's from there that all these herdsmen enter. Understand? So, what is wrong with the chairman of a local government protecting his own people? Understand me? What are those herdsmen doing in the forest? Why should they be armed with AK-47? So that's what I keep on saying, that Nigerian state is protecting those herdsmen. Nigerian state is protecting those herdsmen until they begin to disarm them. They have not started fighting insecurity. Until they begin to disarm those herdsmen, They have not started because they have license to kill. There's nowhere in the country that I've heard that herdsmen have been brought that to court for killing. Remember the issue of in Taraba State, where somebody was sentenced to death by the Supreme Court because he defended himself against a herdsman that come to his farm.
All right, we're pressed for time.
So these people now, government is protecting them.
Pretty sad, pretty sad. And of course, I want to say that's how we wrap it up. And big thanks to Dr. Eric and Mr. Nasike for being a part of the issues this evening. All right. All right, good night, Dr. Eric. And thank you very much, Mr. Nasike.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you.
All right, so that's how we wrap it up for tonight's episode of the Issues on Voice of the People TV. We hope you stay engaged and informed. And remember, your voice matters. Stay involved and keep the conversation going. I am Jerry Apelioi, and this has been the Issues on Voice of the People TV. Good night.